The first part was analysis, brief analysis. The second part has to deal with entry. So I told you how we got our first entry in the last video. So we need to get we need to continue getting our entries because we need to make a very huge move here. So first of all, what I saw here was a volume displacement also, because I wanted to take a big move also. I just don't want to take micro moves. I want to take big moves that's going to take us all the way to this downside, because I already saw that we are going. So we are going to take out this. I told you in the last video we are going to take out this liquidity. So this video is based on entries only. Entries. We are more interested in entries over here. So what we are going to do now is I'm going to click. I'm going to hit on this. You see, we just got a news here. British pound strength is near 1.35. Our Fed rate hike bet is. Why is it easy? More data came. I told you, fundamental analysis will guide you in trading, but let's leave that for a second. Just keep getting news. These news are very important. Fundamentals are very important, and it's very, very, very important news. It's very important. I'll just tell you, it's very, very important. You need to know fundamentals. You need to study fundamentals before going into technicals. It's just like economics. Study. If there's a way you can read a book on fundamental analysis, go and read it. It will guide you in your technical analysis. Before I was ignoring it, but later I saw that there's no need of ignoring fundamentals. If you ignore fundamentals, you'll be eating losses very well. That was one thing I observed. I've swallowed losses very well. I've swallowed losses very well in the past. I've swallowed losses very well. So I know what I'm saying. Sometimes I'll be on the floor and I want to make this video long. So let's go to the first. So this second entry we saw. This was a volume displacement. So I'm expecting an entry here. You should know my strategy by now. Anytime I see a volume displacement coming close from especially coming from the New York, I don't look at volume displacement here, because this volume displacement here is fishy. It's always space. The one in Asia is fishy. The one coming from New York is the main, because they are the ones that induced this move. This move you are seeing that's coming to the downside, and New York people that induced it. This move you are seeing here, this whole crash you are seeing here is New York that induced it. And this thing I backtested this pair more than 1 million times, and it's from my backtesting data I'm giving you this. So let me show you the bone displacement so you can see it well. And we heard some people complain they don't see what I'm talking about. Look at this. Oh, why is this not allowing me to select? I'm trying to select an object. Allow me to select this object. Now this is it. This is the culprit. This guy is the culprit. The culprit of what I'm talking about here. Is the culprit. Is the culprit guy. Is the guy that is causing issues for us here. Causing problem. Let me use marker and get him at the spot. Can you see him? That's the culprit. I call him the volume displacement. Those are the guys that induced this crash that you are seeing here. Those are the guys that induced this crash that you are seeing here. Those are the niggers. I call them the niggers that caused these guys. They are the main. Somebody. There's another block there. So from that other block, they induced. Made a very huge big move. If I have more data that can show me volume spikes, but I consider there are a lot of data, a lot of technical analysis, I wouldn't be able to see this volume displacement. But I don't want to make my chart because my chart is already complicated enough. Looking at it, it's already complicated enough. So there's no need of making it more complicated. That's why I don't want to put in all those other charts. But I will. The only thing I will do is that I'll go to another chart and look at those levels to see whether there's high volume spikes there. Then I'll know that, so I'll still look into that volume, because volume is another thing you need to understand in this market. Volume is very, very important. Volume displacement, very important. There was a high volume displacement here. What happened here? Right at 3 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, we had a crash here, and I know they're going to make another crash. So I started looking at this zone for my entry zone. So I had this green line. I use this green line to mark entry zone. I'll just use the screen line to mark an entry. So let me just take screenshots of this. So the next thing we have to do is to mark our lines. So I want to mark my quantum lines around this level to see where price is going to touch. So when around this green line, no, I told my volume displacement. I always like taking entries after my volume displacement. I feel like I'm teaching my strategy for free. Okay, let's go to. I feel like I'm teaching this strategy for free, but let's just keep continuing. So around 7 p.m. Around 7 p.m. What did we observe? I'm looking for quantum lines that can stop price. You understand? That can stop price before my entry zone, because those lines are very hidden lines. I can see we have a line here and I stop price before my level. So this was all of the lines I drew that time. I saw this line. The line was juicy, looking juicy and looking so we had 2 o'clock out. Okay, I'll see another so I'm looking another level by 2 o'clock that can also stop price. And as much as we have this 2 hours, so this line we're seeing here is even a 2-hour zone. It's also a 2-hour zone, so we don't need to mark the green line again. So I'm just trying to get quantum levels because I'm seeing MSNR levels. I'm trying to get MSNR levels, not quantum levels. I'm trying to get MSNR levels that can align to my entry zone. Because I want to take a sell. I want to take a very massive sell that's coming from, but I'm also aligned with very beautiful MSNR levels. So this is the first touch. So I took a sell here. And as much I tried to take a very clean entry here, targeting this swing, but I took a major entry because that's the main thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we ate 9 hours on that entry, which is more than them. Let me tell you one thing: you can make more than 10% in a move. You can make more than if you know what you are doing. You know that some people pass a profit in a single day. Many people that trade, it's also that you need to know what you are doing. Which is 7 o'clock, you don't pass if you are risking 1%. You see some people, they will come, I passed profit in 1 day. And you're saying it's a lie. It's not a lie, it's true. People do that. This is 10 pip, 3 pip stop loss. So this is 3 pip stop loss and 10 pip target. This is my first entry. My second entry was targeting the other one. So I had 3 entries there. One was a manipulations type of entry that always happens at 7 o'clock. Like sometimes it goes against my entry. So I can see 15 or 16 pip stop loss there. Let me see. Let me go here. I think I used 15. Did I use 15 or 16 pips? Oh my god, the internet is. So we can. Oh my, where is this? So this I'm targeting either of these swing points, this QM or this one. This one is very closest to me, so I might TP I'll speak around that level. That's how I take my trades. The one that's closest, because these markets have showed me very big problems. They showed me problems like. So I'll make it, instead of making it 12, I can make it 15. And let me just make it 13 pips stop loss. So I'll see 4 pips target. I can just this is very close. I would not like to make I'll make it 15. So 15 pips stop loss on 5. But I don't like it being too close. Stop loss can also be. So these are 3 entries. 3 entries with 3 R. You're causing your first entry. You're gonna rest again, see what's gonna happen. What happened again? They swiped liquidity. So they swept liquidity. We took out liquidity. They swept liquidity. They swept liquidity. And what happened? Structure break. Well, let's take the structure break now. Okay, the structure break is what is now we're trying to. I mean, they're going to be taking out these highs first because this PPI made a structure break. We came here, we couldn't make a new low, so we are making a new high. But we are going to trade this now. We are supposed to be entering the trade. So let's come here first. This is 11 o'clock. At 11 o'clock, I told you that more people took more sales. That which is even the actual third touch of the line. Not for this. You know that this did not touch this line, but I took it as third touch of the line because I was looking for entry. I was looking for an entry. I also made some. I had some other shots around there also, but I don't want to show it in this video in case this one failed because most of the time they fail. I can lose 3 hours in this. It's not that I was lucky. Most of the time I lose. And I'm not. This is also a high losing rate. So I used to lose what? I lose 1 hour, I lose 1 hour, I lose 1 hour, I lose 3 hours. They will now go and retest this one. So if I don't make another entry here, I will also make another entry here, but I don't want this video to be very long. So you can also make more entries here. So when you make more entries here to recover those losses that's about to happen, but let's leave that aside. So this is now the actual this can swing into those zones and take you out. They might target this liquidity zone here. There are swing points there and there are swing points here. They will target it. They like doing that. Then they will do another break constructed, and then you make your entries again and keep going down. They do that very well because of people like that taking entries as extreme zones like this. So I can lose 3 hours here. Even though I made 9 hours here, I can also lose 3 hours here. I've done this, has happened to me many times. I know what I'm saying. So sometimes when I want to trade like this, I'll just lose 3 hours. I'll lose 4 hours at this trade. I'll lose 4% for if I'm risking 1% per trade, or even risking 0.5% profit, I can lose 2% in a trade. In just 1 minute, I've lost 2%. So it's a very high risky. But we found a way to recover. We always have a way of recovering, but that's my strategy. So I don't like wasting time. If I'm doing an account, I plan an account in the speed. If I'm passing, I pass the program in the straight. 1, 2, 3. So this is another tree. Let's clone this. This is another touch of the line, as I was saying the other time. It's another touch of the line that needs to be investigated. So when we came here, this was around 11:35. By now, I'm no more trading. Once it's past 11, I stop trading. When I come back to the market to trade again, it's by most of the time 13. I like coming back by 13 o'clock or by 14 o'clock. Most of the time, I come earlier at 13 o'clock. Because that's why I come at 13 o'clock is because 13 o'clock GMT plus 1. Why I come at 13 o'clock GMT plus 1 is because we are going to be having most of our news. Most of New York news comes out by 13:30. So I have to be ready. I have to come by 13 o'clock to see what's going on. But sometimes if I have a lot of losses, I can still keep trading by 11 o'clock. So losses are part of this game. You can't run away from losses. They are very part of this game. So what happened here was we had a swing point here. I started looking at this zone because there's something going on here. This is too wide. We need to go and see what is happening in price. If there's a way we can see 1 second, I'll be going there. I'm very sure of that. If there's a way I can see 1 second. So close to 11 o'clock, we saw this other block. Can you see this other block? We saw this other block. We saw this other block. Now this other block made a very good volume displacement. The second other block made another volume displacement. These other blocks are from the 5-minute chart. You know, open close levels in MSNR are other blocks. I don't know whether you know. Yes, open close levels are other blocks. So this other block aligned with a QM level over here. This other block aligned with a resistance level over here. So what happened during news? During news, most of the time I take my entries around here. Come at the PPI, we see what happened right at PPI. So we had this uptrend here. This was first touch of the line, second touch of the line. This touch of the line failed. So we still had a touch of the line around here. They're trying to make a buy to take out this swing high. They're trying to make a buy to take out this swing high. But what happened here was They took out many buy orders. Not only they took out buy orders and sell orders. See, they swiped everybody here that were trying, making a impulse signal to the downside, right at the PPI news, and they swiped everybody here. There are a lot of other. These another block that made this volume displacement. These another other block that made this volume displacement get to. They did take out this other block. This other block survived the. For these ones we are taking everybody here, everybody on this trend line liquidity. First of all, the targeted guys on trend line liquidity. That's when you have to understand about this. That's why I love this news. You see what this news did. Everybody that were buying on this trend line liquidity, everybody bought on this trend line liquidity, they are taking out. Each and every one of them are taking out. All of them would think that the problem. Now they don't know what is happening. All these top losses there were taken out. There's another trend line liquidity here. I don't know whether you are seeing it. Another trend line liquidity here, they still take them out. They took out two people at this is another block. This is another block. This is another block. This thing you are seeing here is another block. So there's another block that led to this volume displacement that made all this crash. So they were trying to sell and take out all these news and all this thing. But what happened? Market took 2 levels out. That's a consolidation. When you see such a thing, just know we have a consolidation. So once that 5 minutes end, go to the next 5 minutes to start looking for entry 1335. Not at that. This thing. You have to come to that 1330. We are done with 1330, 1335. You start looking for entries. It's only experts that will know the entry they will take, or if you are gambling. Another one is gamblers. A lot of gamblers will say, okay, they're expecting a bad result. So if you already know that a bad result, let's go back to that 5 minutes. So if you know that a bad result is going to come out, you take your entry at some buy limits. If you know like now, as you say, you know that the result will come out bad, you would have taken some entries there to go up, but that would be risky entries, very highly risky entries, because we expected them to fail, and you have to reduce your risk when taking such entries. I don't know why some people will be taking very huge amount of risk. So you just reduce your risk here and take your entries to the upside since you expect the results to be bad. But if you're a conservative trader, you wait after the news. That's how professionals do, because you don't know what to come out in the news unless you're an insider. So if you're an insider, you already know that the news will be bad, then you make your profit.